Better. It's because you're high now and it's throwing me off.
Well, I need the booster seat.
It's your boost. Okay, wait. Let me tell you. These missing. And they're
No.
here somewhere because I just did the app and it shows it. I have another one. Now I ordered on Uber Eats a black version of this because I'm like, maybe I'll get a black one anyway.
Well, they'll show up in a pocket.
I know. I don't think I'm going to find them before the trip, so it's fine. I don't think I should be sipping out of a straw because look, I don't think I should be doing that motion.
There goes your other activities.
You know what? Not
What
even
in
that. Oh,
Clueless?
yeah. I don't want to do sports where balls are flying up my nose.
That's right. There goes your social life.
You know
There goes
what?
your social life is equivalent to yes in the face. In the face.
I got to see this thing again. I got to see it.
Yeah, seems like you didn't see it for the first time.
No, I've seen it multiple
Go
times.
on, honey. Take a chance. Remember in the subway where she gives him the ruby earrings?
I don't. Did you watch this recently? You did.
Because according to Steven, smoke some more weed and forget things. Like, fuck off.
Steven, can I just say, Steven,
Steven with a V, everybody.
thank goodness.
Yeah.
I like a Steven with a V.
I know. Who does?
PH. A lot of people do PH.
Oh,
I think it's second tier.
it's not telephone, so it's right? You got off the camera. There you are. You're back. That's what I always say. Telephone? Is that what you say? There was a guy named Stefan who I was.
Is there
Is-
zipped up, packed.
Doesn't that feel great?
It feels great. I will say there's a couple things like I gotta go take down 2 returns downstairs. I gotta tidy up around here. I want to run the sweeper. Maybe I'll find the
Can I
headphones.
tell you
Maybe I
something?
won't.
Take a picture of your house just so you can have peace of mind. That's what I do.
Okay. I don't need to do that, but now that you've said it,
Hey,
I'm gonna.
everybody out there, I have OCD. And so what I do before I leave the house is I take a picture of my oven and stove. And that way when I'm driving on
Smart.
US 1 and I'm passing the grill and I think, oh my God, did I turn the oven off? I can look back to the picture. Oh, hello. How
Hi.
are you?
Is
Lindsay, where does this podcast find you?
Are we starting? Are we?
Yeah, we're starting.
we already
Where
started.
does this podcast find me? I am in Dallas. I'm at Storied Beauty. I'm at the shop. This is actually our event room where we hold classes, speakers, events, private parties, and all the things.
Here we go. Welcome back to another episode of Hustle and Schmear, where the hustle is real and the schmear is preferably tuna on a toasted everything bagel from Moe's in Sunny Isles.
Today, we are so excited to welcome someone who's mixing brains, beauty, and serums, all from Dallas, Texas.
She's the founder of Storied Beauty, a personalized, high-touch approach to skincare. Think of it as your dream beauty closet, tightly edited by the skin queen herself, Lindsay Freedman.
Lindsay's story has been years in the making, from her days at Estee Lauder to building her own brand as a beauty expert and skincare guru. I mean, there's a lot going on. She's redefining what modern beauty looks like and how it's delivered.
Today, she's giving us the tea on entrepreneurship and how she made the bold leap from curating other people's products to launching her debut hero product, Concealed, a tinted eye cream.
So let's give a big hustle and schmear welcome to the luminous and fierce Southern belle herself, Lindsay Freedman.
Welcome to the pod, Lindsay Freedman.
I'm so
sweet.
excited for this.
You guys are so sweet. That was a really sweet introduction. I'm so happy to be here. Yes.
What inspired you to start Storied Beauty? What is Storied Beauty, and what makes it a beauty concierge rather than just a website or a platform?
Absolutely. All really good questions. So everything seems bigger in Texas, as they say. Dallas is a very beautiful cosmopolitan city of women that all love putting themselves together. The higher the hair, the closer to God. It's kind of a saying. I grew up with everybody had their nails done. The ladies would go to the beauty salon every Tuesday and Friday, and it still happens. I would watch my mom and my grandmas, and I had an affinity and appreciation and love for beauty. I was the girl at summer camp that would bring the caboodles and do the manis and petties and all of those things. And
The
I don't
caboodle.
know if I ever saw what the future held, but when I moved to New York and worked for Estee Lauder, I learned from the pioneer in skincare.
Wait, where were you So you were born in Dallas, and then when did you move to New York?
I went to the University of Texas, And I moved
Okay.
to New York right after and didn't know what I was going to do. I think I thought I wanted to be in publishing. I'm a
Okay.
people person. I like to chat. It was a month or so of interviewing at different places, and I walked into Estee Lauder and I was like, ooh. Of course, it was corporate America, so it wasn't all
Right.
glamorous. But
Right.
I learned, I mean, I was 22, 23, and I learned for several years, the intricacies of skincare that we would educate the beauty advisors that you see at the counters across the country. So you learn product formulations, you learn ingredients from the ground up. And it was really
Oh, wow.
before there were 21-year-olds on the internet telling you need 19 products. So it was before all the BS. And so I learned, okay, you have this type of skin, this is what you need. And there was a real woman of any size, of any color, of any skin type and concern at the counter. And how do you speak to her? And how do you speak to what she might need for her lifestyle and her budget
In real life.
and her goals?
Yeah.
I was young, but I learned. And I learned really from, like I said, Lauder. She was obviously the pioneer in skincare. So fast forward, I moved back to Dallas. I was in New York for a few years. And
Did you like it? Like, how did
I
you
would have
find it?
stayed there for, I don't know about forever, but I would stay there another decade.
Really?
Yeah, I was long distance with, Jason said he's very close with my husband and his family, and we
So
met.
he was back in
We met in
Dallas.
Austin, and I was like, I'm picking a coast, and I ended up in New York. I
Okay.
didn't want out of Texas, but I was sheltered, and I needed to
Change it
grow.
up. Yeah. Yeah.
And we did long distance. He went back to Miami, and we just flew. Somehow we stayed together, and
Wow. That's actually really,
we
that's
did. We like
impressive.
stayed together, and so we moved to Dallas eventually because Corey was like, moving to New York would be a very short-term thing for me. If you know my husband, he
Okay.
likes his car. He likes to have space at a restaurant. He was like, it's not my jam forever.
Oh,
So
I think he moves like a chameleon.
yeah,
Very slow
yeah,
and
yeah.
just really relaxed and
Yeah.
but like, so I
chill.
guess,
He
yeah, I
calms
guess
my neurotic
Miami.
self down. Let's put it
Oh,
that way.
really?
Yeah, I'm
Calms me
neurotic.
down. I just need to be in his presence, and my blood pressure just goes flat. Yeah.
He's like, it's all good. Yeah.
Oh God, I need one of those.
I mean,
Okay.
he's so brilliant. And I'll be blah, 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 blah. He's like, stop, just do this. And I'm like, this is why I'm married to you. So we moved to Dallas. I would have stayed in New York for sure. I was offered to stay with the company and do something in Dallas.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. So I actually worked totally separate, male dominated industry. I was pulled in by my dad, who was like, we want a female buyer. He was growing a big business by then. It was a family business, and there were 6 or 7 of them in, and it was very
Was it in beauty at all, or
90,
was it
no, not at all. Completely different male dominant industry and 95% men. And I went in, obviously started here. They were like, hi, good morning. There's your little desk over there. And, but learned what I needed to learn, was fearless somehow. I don't know where it came from. And I was like, I'm going to call that person. I'm going to call that person.
Right.
And they put me in the buying department of commercial
Do
manufacturing.
you think you got that
I
boldness or
knew
like that
nothing about, and I learned what I needed to know. I went through like intense training, and I would walk into these people's offices, and somehow they would want to see me, and I would bring them brownies, and I'd bring them merch, and I would bring them all the things. And I would come back, and I'm like, we got the account. And they were like, what? So what I've learned over the past couple decades is relationships is everything. I learned a ton about business there. I learned a ton about customer acquisition.
I've got the experience of like in real life
1,000%.
doing beauty. So I like that's a really interesting combination. I think,
1,000%.
because-
So I did that for 7
Yeah.
years. And then I knew in the back of my mind that my passion was somewhere else, but we were so busy. Anyway, there was an exit for everybody at some point. So I stayed home with the kids for a while, but honestly, the itch was always there. Oh, Corey was starting to build this real estate. I'm going to build you a website. I'm going to start you a social. I just couldn't sit still. So I think eventually I knew what I wanted to go back into. And I had a business plan. Now I have 4 kids at home under 7 and wanted to get back into the skincare industry. And then COVID hit, the world shut down. I'm sitting in 2020 with a summer camp in my backyard and about 10 kids. And I had a friend in retail just say to me, you should start a blog and put content out there. Just start. You have to rip the Band-Aid and start. And there's no
Okay.
right way of doing it. There's no wrong way of doing it. You just
And were
have to
you
start.
on social
You
media
just
already
have
at
to
this
start
point?
somewhere. No, I had a very small and still have a small personal account. I'm a very private person. So what I do is always a growing experience for me every day. As Jason always tells me, like, Jason and I have had a lot of good talks over the last 3 or 4 years. I say now, YOLO. I put my head to my pillow every night. And if someone has an issue with something, then that's on them.
We talk about this all the time. How when we started the pod, there'll be haters. There's a lot of people who we've been talking to as guests go through the same thing. Who cares what everyone else thinks? You just got to worry
Like
about
you're doing it. You're doing it.
If
All
you-
right. So other
if
people
you-
have
yeah.
comments.
it'll halt you if you care too much. And you have to keep your eyes on the prize, even if you don't know what it is yet. I knew that I wanted to create a place and an avenue for women and men to come where it's, a resource for education or products. There was no business plan because the old one was thrown out the window. I sat on that couch, my kids were in the backyard, and I started a WordPress blog. I kind of built a site and started putting blog posts out there. There was some product reviews, some educations, and then I'd say a month later, I put the Instagram live, and I would just text.
Did you call it Storied Beauty immediately?
Yes, Storied Beauty, and that was big. The name was hard. It's twofold. It's celebrating the story, the beauty and fashion icons of our time, and also guiding and helping people on their journey with skincare and beauty and wellness.
In the beginning, were there a lot of people reading? Was it kind of small, but you had to keep telling yourself, let's keep going?
No, it was so small. It's just back before Reels. It was just beautiful static images and flowers.
Was it giving you purpose when you were doing it? Did you feel like it was feeding your soul?
1,000%. I think that I felt I was adding value. I was adding information and education. And just fast forward to 2025 today, if you look at Instagram, if you look at TikTok, people in education, entertainment, what's your value add? What are you bringing to that person's day?
From the blog, when did it become more of a concierge and you were getting clients and actually
within
realized?
2 months, I think what I was doing is because I was into skincare and because I was forming relationships with these luxury skincare brand founders, it was just authentic. And one day someone said to me, would you consider stocking our products? We're nowhere in your region. And I went, sure. And literally within 3 months, there were 5 lines, but it was really curated and small, and I was particular.
What was the first product that you actually stocked?
So La Creme Beauté out of London was the first line, and it was this bee venom cream that, is still one of our top sellers and top moisturizer. Honestly, we sold out of it within a couple weeks. I think what happened was that
bee venom, by the way, sounds very seductive.
Yes, this is spring of 2021. I got together with another friend in Highland Park who was launching her resort wear. She's like, let's do a big event. And this was my first event, and it was a coming out party for Texas. It was hysterical, and we killed it. And to this day, it was probably one of my top 5 best, home events, like of pop-ups. And there's something to this. Let's keep doing this. Let's keep going forward. So there's always moments where there's big wins, right? There's going to be a million losses, and there's going to be a million moments where I was like, what the F am I doing? Or I have 4 kids that need me and I'm being pulled away. But guess what? From that one crappy something that you went to that you thought led to nothing, there's one customer that reached out to you and hosted you, and you met 50 new people who all became longtime customers. I went through a period where I said no to nothing, literally said yes to everything, and now I've had to go back.
Good thing she said yes to this podcast, right?
Concierge was built because I would just go to a friend's home, and she would bring all her products out to her kitchen table, or we'd sit at her vanity, and she'd say, I just spent $800 at Sephora. It's all sitting in packaging. I don't know what to do with any of it. So very quickly and organically, we created these regimen plans, and they were called that then, and they're still called that now, and they look pretty similar to when they did in 2020. Whether it's a 60-minute session, we go through everything you're doing, your history, your concerns, your goals, and it became this hand-holding experience with someone that had no ulterior motive to meet a certain quota on a certain brand, to make certain numbers on something. I wasn't pushy. I was being honest with them.
You were more of a concierge than a salesperson.
It became concierge. I was going to people's homes, and all of a sudden one day the word concierge clicked in my head, and I branded myself that, and everybody goes, oh, what is this?
I like the idea. If you see my cabinet over here, I got a lot of stuff. To your point.
Sure does, and you can't walk by a Sephora or a Blue Mercury or anything without.
I don't love a Blue Mercury, I'm going to be honest.
They do carry.
Anyway,
I was like,
you get overwhelmed. Like, to your point, you have almost too much, and then you're, well, wait, how do I edit this? What should be my order?
I mean, when you think about it, these department stores of beauty, there's not an edit, there's not a curation. People get lost, and then they get frustrated because they get confused.
My goal then and my goal now is always to eliminate consumer confusion, because nothing annoys me more than when someone says you need all of it, or this is going to work for you. Well, guess what? It may not work for her because she doesn't need that, or she has reactive skin. Eliminating consumer confusion is huge to me. I will never be someone that has 25 toners. I'm going to have 5 or 6. And that is the power in curating, like Jason said, and the power of choosing what you know will serve your audience and what you know is still a status and a level of luxury and certain quality and efficacy. There's got to be science behind it. And honestly, eliminating fluff. And there's a lot of fluff in the skincare world because it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. I mean, everybody's trying to come out with the next best thing. So
when you were doing concierge, were you charging for the service? Was it a subscription? How did you turn the service into something that was going to be profitable?
There was a price to it. And then I found that people were afraid to rip the Band-Aid, just how people are afraid to start with a trainer while they commit. So for a period, there was a time when they were completely complimentary. And then I found they would spend more. So now the last 2 years, there's a $250 minimum. It can go towards your product purchase. And then they end up spending a lot more because the comfort level was there with you. And they receive this regimen plan and it has the whole order of application and a goal for the next 3 months. Percent of people have my cell phone. They can text me at 11 p.m. at night if there's an issue. There's a level there that you're not going to get many places.
Right.
And I think, it started with going into people's homes. Now 75% of my concierge appointments are virtual with women all over the country. Honestly, a lot of them are like, what does my husband need? And they'll pop them on the phone.
What's a normal concierge appointment look like? How does it work?
It can be Zoom or it can be a phone call. It can be we do a lot in person here at the shop too, but it's I like to see, if I'm on a call, pictures of their skin, their bare skin, their entire product lineup for what they use in the morning and in the evening, history, concerns and goals at the moment, and we go through everything. A lot of women are going through hormonal changes, and the first place it shows up is your face. And when you have a baby or when you start to go through, shifts later, which we don't have to talk about on this podcast, but it's
okay. We're here to talk about
like
all of it.
All of a sudden, they're like, I've never had a pimple in my life, and I have adult acne now, and it's a real thing. And people
particularly
freak out.
around hormonally, monthly, Jason, you don't know that, but it can come up here and it's frustrating because you're like, wait a minute, I'm doing the same thing I've always been doing. Why now is there a different result?
Absolutely. And
what is the one, because you've kind of now seen all women coming to you, you're curating for them. What one of the biggest pieces of advice you can give to them, but also what do you see? Is there a big mistake that you see across the board?
Someone using a bar of soap and it's the chicest, most sophisticated woman doing it. There's never a judgment for me because
Irish Spring or Dove on the face is not good, right?
No. I just think you can do so much better. And I
just want to tell you that I guarantee a lot of men who maybe or maybe not listening to this pod do not have face soap and use the same body soap in the shower on their face.
Nothing makes me cringe more. And when I go to someone's home and there's a bar of soap and there's nothing, and I'm just thinking in my head, what is happening here? I mean, it's terrible. Men just don't think about it. A lot of women are using a bar of soap. And you can do so much better and you can spend $20 doing it. It doesn't have to be $100. Right. So cleansing is the most important thing you could do if you do nothing else. Cleanse your skin at night, especially as we age. I mean, you sleep in
with an exfoliation or not an exfoliation?
You can. I mean, I like to say exfoliate once or twice a week, but there's some great cleansers that you can exfoliate every day and they're gentle. I don't love stripping the skin of, your natural oils. I don't love over exfoliation. I'm kind of anti over exfoliation. But for some people that have oily skin, it works for them. It's their jam. And I'm like, you do you. I always tell people, if you have what's working for you and your skin is rocking, keep doing it. But if you are using the same hand towel more than once, if you are using the same pillowcase for 2 weeks, if you are using things that...
I'm sorry.
You're screwed.
That?
People
do
use
that.
The same washcloth multiple times. I always say little tips like brush your teeth, then wash your face. Change your damn washcloth every single time. Because if you're washing
I got those clean towels now, the ones that are like disposable, because
you can use those.
They're good.
I think there's simple things that no one thinks about. The towel thing, I'm not a complete germaphobe, but with that, use clean things on your face because the bacteria from anything else will immediately
build up,
break you out. Yeah.
You've worked with so many products. Do you believe that there's one holy grail, or is it all about the edit?
Oh gosh, I think it is all about the edit. And I think it's about your routine and your lifestyle. It starts at one end of the spectrum of someone that's using a bar of soap. And then there's the other complete opposite woman that has 25 products going on that she'll send me. And I'm like, you do know past the fourth serum, nothing's really working. So what we can do is figure out a system. 3 days a week, you do this, 4 days, It's not rocket science. Once you feel what works for you, you could accomplish a lot with 3 products. You could have a really good cleanser, a great serum that you use twice daily, and a great moisturizer and sunscreen, and you're good to go. And that's for everybody.
And that's the problem. I think like online particular, or maybe just for me, I'll be scrolling and I'm like, oh, obviously I need this, latest act. Can we get into this? Because
we've had people coming for concierge. When did you decide I need to create my own product? And Liz and I will hold up.
I want to talk about it.
I was building the concierge program, yes, but I was building a community. I mean, it's taken 5 years now to just build what it is. It takes a lot of time to get women in the room. It takes a lot of effort. It takes relationship building. So we would start to have a lot of events. And I would bring in professionals from the industry. I'd bring in derms and plastic surgeons and holistic and functional medicine experts. They would talk to women. I mean, free consultation with 20 to 50 women in the room to ask anything they wanted under the sun.
Cool.
They would get a makeover. They would get shoulder massages. And so we built this community where Storied Beauty is offering education. Storied Beauty is offering content and pampering. It was selfish too. It's what would I appreciate and what would I want? And so I knew in the back of my mind, I wanted to create a tinted eye cream for about 5 years. And I wanted it to be attainable luxury. And I wanted the everyday woman to be able to have her hands on it. But I
Why
wanted
particularly, I'm just curious, the eye cream? Why start there?
it's what I wanted personally for myself.
Okay.
Specifically, I've always genetically had dark circles, and then living a very busy lifestyle with 4 kids and schlepping them all over town and trying to build a small business. I don't sleep a lot. You can ask my husband, and it's not a great habit, and it shows on your face. And I will tell you, the first 2 or so years of me doing Storied Beauty, 2 out of 3 questions were, I can't find an eye cream that I love. I can't find an eye cream that will do it all. And my response was, look, I'm not going to lie to someone and say this will magically take your bad day. But there is so much power in your hands, and there's so much power in topicals, and there's so much power in smart ingredients. I knew there's a few tinted eye creams on the market, and a lot of them had that peach tint or the peach hue that would cancel out the blue. We said, let's go meet with a lab. Let's just start. And we started locally, and I met with a lab, and we were a few weeks in, and I said, this isn't right. This isn't working. I went through 4 labs. I talked to a lot of people, and I had to find a certain type of lab that would make exactly what I wanted.
What was it like finding a lab?
Hard, but it literally, Jason, throughout this whole process, I've never hired an agency. I've never hired someone to go run the show for me. Me, myself, and my laptop found the labs, and word of mouth. And I think it was someone at a lab in the Midwest that said, Lindsay, I know what you want to do. You need to find this kind of a lab. I would interview them and vet them. And I found a great lab outside of LA, and we clicked. And that was 2.5 years ago.
And are you able to tell them, because for me, concealers feel like they get, we were talking about this earlier, they get cakey, they get creasy, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I look better with nothing at all.
We don't like the clown look. We definitely don't like the clown look.
Yeah,
totally. And as you age, it creases even more. Yeah, like
it starts to crease more. So why would I put something on that's actually highlighting that? This, to me, the consistency is really awesome. How are you able to relay that to get what, I'm assuming you had a vision that it would be like, but that's hard to get it.
I had a vision, and I think, you have to kiss a lot of frogs to find your prince. And there's so many products out there, and everybody thinks, oh, they just private label this, they private label that. And I was the polar opposite of doing something like that. Like I'm a Virgo. I'm such an annoying perfectionist, and it probably could have launched a year ago. And it wasn't even the formulation. It was the packaging that took a year. And so say when you order it, there was a lovely note included that was so touching. And that was such a lovely touch. Anyway, I needed to share because you mentioned that, actually, Liz, because that was me writing it.
Like you can tell, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so personal. I love this.
I started that, literally handwrote every single note for the first 3 years. I think there was a period where it just got so crazy, and there were obviously orders where it wasn't being done. But ever since the Conceal launch, I handwrite a note to every single person.
Oh, wow.
And there's brands that you receive a box in the mail and you open and you feel a touch of something and you feel something special. So thank you. I appreciate that you said that.
Did you pick the ingredients, or what's in here?
Yeah, I was involved. I worked with the chemist from A to Z. I handpicked ingredients like caffeine for puffiness. Bakuchiol is a retinol alternative. I love retinol and vitamin A. I'm a big proponent of vitamin A. Retinol is a derivative of vitamin A. So retinol in general is fantastic for your skin, and it helps increase skin cell turnover so that it heals itself and the fine lines are eliminated. Okay. However, retinol can be a lot for your eyes. So we use Bakuchiol, which is a plant-derived version of it. That was huge for me as far as fine lines, crow's feet, all of that, and resveratrol, niacinamide, hyaluronic, squalane. These are all ingredients that are great antioxidants. They're great hydrators. They're great brightening agents for the skin. And the number one thing over anything, I needed it to brighten the under eye. And there's so many different skin tones using this, but this product really works on nearly every single skin tone. Even if you're very, very fair, which my esthetician is here. She uses it every day as a color corrector, and then she'll put her concealer over it. So it will cancel out the blue. It'll cancel out the darkness. I use it on my
So do you
eyelid.
recommend putting a concealer over this,
You
particularly if you have
can.
darker
You
skin?
totally can, like a lightweight concealer over it.
Okay.
You know, it's skincare first. It's skincare. What I love is that it looks like your skin. It doesn't
Right, it's
crease.
not makeup. This is skincare, not
It's a
makeup.
hybrid, right? So it's a hybrid because it's marketed as one, but it's skincare. It's an eye cream, but it's tinted. So it gives you the illusion of brighter skin. I always take your ring finger and I always put it under the eye, put it on the eyelid,
Cool.
around your nose. People are using it on their pigmentation. And within the first 10 days, it's hysterical. I probably had 15 texts of people saying, am I allowed to use it as my foundation? I'm bringing it down my
Well, I
skin.
put it down here. I
And I'm
have
like,
the
yeah,
peaks.
go for it. People now are bringing it down because it's very light coverage, but it feels and looks like your skin.
Yeah.
Were you ever concerned in development that someone was going to steal your idea or someone was going to get to market before you
Yeah.
hit?
And I probably talked to you about that. The first lab, it was not a great experience.
Were you trying to get NDA signed or were people like saying F off?
Listen,
Whoa.
you live and you learn. I was so
Okay.
paranoid. I do believe everything happens for a reason. There's always going to be competitors and there's always going to be someone that does something differently.
It's also your personal touches, your service.
Yeah.
That differentiates you.
It's different really than anything. It's really, I think Storied Beauty in general is different than another skincare retailer. Concealed is going to have its differences and it's going to have pros that work for somebody. I know there's going to be Karens. It's not going to work for everyone in the entire world, and I'm
Right.
completely okay with that. I love that I am bringing a multi-purpose product to someone's vanity where it can save them time, add value to their routine. I keep this with me in the car. So when I'm doing a 4
Yeah, I
o'clock,
want to hear, is this part of your,
makeup.
like how,
Yes, I put it
walk
on
us
first
through
thing
your
in the
routine in the
morning.
morning.
First thing in the morning, I put it on. I am a little bit yellow undertone, so I usually put on a tinted moisturizer or
Okay.
Prime Skin from
And
G
you said
Beauty.
you kind of,
Prime
should we do
Skin
it?
Beauty,
Prime
we
Skin, my
see that,
favorite
lady.
girls. Yeah,
What?
so there you go. So yeah, I can put a little on now. So
Jason, come join
my
me.
lighting is not good in
Yes,
this
hello
room.
everybody. I
Ooh.
saw Corey doing this. I don't know.
I surprised him with that.
Consistency is really nice, I have to say.
So, I mean, I just put a little bit here. I would say,
You pat always out, right? Is that how
Yeah.
we is
so
that
you
how we
use
do it?
your ring finger. It's the
Oh,
lightest
oops.
weight, and you literally, you kind of go in
I can
under
put
the
it
eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to kind of work your way out. Now, I always every morning go on the eyelid, and what
Ooh.
it does here on the eyelid is it gets rid of any grayness or darkness that you have from overnight, and it cancels out and makes your skin look fresh and dewy.
Okay.
My mom is hysterical. She's like, I use it on my hand if I have a couple spots. I mean, really, you can do whatever
Oh.
you want with it. People are using it as foundation, but primarily it's creamy and dewy, but it doesn't
Mhm.
crease. And that's the number one
No,
thing.
it does not crease. I
And
will say that.
if you see a little bit filling into your lines, you do one swipe with your index finger and it's gone. And it lasts. I mean, it provides
That's what
long.
I
I'll be
like
honest,
too.
when
You
you
don't
gave
need
me
a
this,
tool.
my friend Lexi stole it from me and she just gave it back to me. She's so obsessed with it.
I love that. Well, let me send you
So-
more.
She's so obsessed with it.
Well, so look, so you can see like the
Yeah.
instant kind of
I
brightening.
also like that you could do it with your fingers because,
Yes.
like, who has the time to bring the
Yes.
tools to do the thing? Then you got to
Yes.
wash the brush. I like that about
I
it.
do 80% of everything with my
So
hand.
Yeah.
speaking of your husband, Corey, who also uses the product, he is part of the business in some capacity. He's obviously your number one cheerleader, your number
Yeah.
one supporter. You run things by him business-wise. What's it like having your husband be involved and also be your sounding board and maybe disagreeing with certain things?
And then staying married.
Yeah, he's awesome. He has his own full-time career, and I'm lucky to have someone like him that is supportive, number one, and that believes in it. And he's there next to me, like, let's go meet with them. No, you need to put one foot in front of the other. Let's go to that lab. Don't give up. So I think he's helped me get to where I am for sure. And this is not really a cheesy moment, but he does deserve that. And he is that positive force for me that is,
Awesome.
you're on to something here. And
Yeah.
the fact that he loves it is such a testament. He genetically has dark circles. We got the brightness just right. And I'm like, man, it looks like you've Botox. He's never had a pedicure. I mean, I learned in the family business before that you do have to separate. So Corey is great. He keeps me sane. He has great ideas. Corey is more of a creative than me. I'm a great executor. I have a vision. I understand science. I understand what women want.
You were talking about your kids and being a mom. How do you teach your girls who are very young about beauty, because right now in this environment, I see tweens going to Sephora and it's all about, I need this lipstick, lip gloss, and I need this eye cream. And you're 8, you're 12.
I'm not a supporter of it. I did a reel on it maybe a year or so ago, and the engagement on that was hysterical from all the moms that were struggling and the moms that were like, I'm showing this to my daughter right now. And it was me speaking about ruining your skin barrier and putting things on your skin that can hurt you long term when you're 10, 11 years old.
Right.
And my girls, I mean, one is 6, but my 10-year-old daughter got $250 in gift cards to Sephora. And I'm not going to hold it from her, but she's allowed to get a lip oil or a fun little ice mask or something like that. She has a beautiful vanity because it's aesthetic and that's preppy. And I don't know if you know all these words, but everything right now is so preppy and cute and aesthetic. And these are their words. And so,
is preppy in? I didn't know.
Preppy is not preppy golf course anymore. Now preppy is Lululemon, Stanley, and Sephora and Starbucks.
Oh,
so
okay.
I know I'm still learning too, Liz. So I think that I want to educate my daughter. My mother-in-law, Sally, is, who's amazing and wants to spoil my children and gave my daughter this giant vanity last year for her birthday. She spent 2 days organizing her vanity. And even if someone gifts her a vitamin C serum and I want to toss it in the trash because I'm like, you can't have that. And she's like, can I just keep it for my aesthetics? So it's for her, it's a fad. I don't believe in putting too much on your skin at that age. And I think everyone knows that about me, but I do believe in self-care. I think the process of girls being interested in taking care of themselves is great, but I don't believe in putting on acids that strip your skin or retinols or anything like that at 9 years old. Honestly, I think it's idiotic. And I've taken my daughter's friends and shaken them by the shoulders and like, you're not allowed to use retinol. And they're like,
So wait, what else is in your, I'm just going to hop in here because I want to know what are the other things in your bag right now that are the must-haves?
Good question. 99% of everything that we sell here is female founded, but there's a wonderful line from a brilliant doctor out of South Africa called Environ that we sell, and it's probably 60 to 70% of what we put our clients on because it's a system. It's getting the skin nutrients into your skin, getting the vitamin A, vitamin C, and all that nutrients into your skin daily because your skin is your largest organ, and nobody really talks about that enough. Nobody talks about that skin health really should be here, and then what's pretty should be kind of here. I harp on skin health a lot, and sunscreen is huge, and I love offering great sunscreens that don't make you look white and cast.
I have the concierge, which is where you deal directly one-on-one. You sell product and now your own product. Again, concealed. What's next on the horizon, product-wise, and for Storied Beauty as a brand?
Yeah, I think right now I'm direct to consumer. I'm never opposed to anything. I take all the advice that I get from everybody I talk to. We're embarking on a bigger marketing plan now, and that's going to be exciting to see where this can go in the next, 12 to 15 months, potentially. I will have to scale in ways where obviously I will be pulled away in other areas. Storied Beauty will stay put in the concierge business. I'm going to do my best to be whatever I can be for this part of the business, but I know that in the future I'm going to have to be pulled away to work on more R&D while still highlighting and being a champion for these amazing brands that I've brought in. You will never see me by next year have 5 more products. It'll be a very thoughtfully curated way of presenting this to the world. Doing this grassroots at the beginning is gathering all this feedback, which has been amazing, so I know which direction to go, and that could be a quicker process to come out with another shade or two. But I know what I want to create next. I love concentrating on the eye area. I'm looking around the room. There's so many European lines in here. They inspire me, but I hope that we now have a friendship where there's enough room for everybody. I'm excited. More than anything,
that is exciting.
This world who I can have a down day, and then I get on the phone with Jason, and he's like, girl, you need to do this and this. And stop worrying about this and do more of this. And so it's a great perspective to have a phone call with someone that knows you. And
it's a really good motivator, I will say.
Okay, which leads me to my last question. I kind of know the answer. I think a lot of people go through this, and Liz and I were going through this. And then we're going to get into Schmooze Fest. We had conversations a lot about putting yourself out there on social media, especially in the beauty field. I mean, you're actually scrutinizing your own face and talking about beauty and focusing on aesthetics. What was that like, making that decision and saying, you know what, I am going to put myself out there and I have to do it this way, in a way of being authentic, but also focusing on superficial?
You said that perfectly. As always, you're good with your words. I think it's really hard. I am usually a private person. I'm not closed off. I'm an open book, but it was new for me. And I think there's people like Jason that basically helped me believe that in this day and age, to build what I wanted to build,
Right.
I was going to get there quicker by making myself the face of it potentially,
Yeah.
or people want to know the face and the name
Well,
behind
they want to
the brand.
connect with someone, I think, right?
And
Like who's
people
actually
want
using it.
connection, and it's
Yeah.
happening in DMs, and it's happening in
Yeah.
concierge, and it's happening in texts and emails, and I give my phone number. That is connection. And me putting something on my face and me looking ridiculous to some people, guess what? That equaled 5 sales in just a minute. So it's not just about the dollar, though. It's about progress in the right direction, and it's about
Right.
trust, and it's about me doing
Well, you're
something to
building a
show
community.
that you can do it too.
Yeah.
Do you
And
feel
guess
that your
what?
growth and being uncomfortable in
Yeah.
situations has made you more confident,
Yeah, I'm
probably?
putting this on in the carpool lane when I'm picking at my little rugrat, and someone else can do the same. And someone else doesn't have to feel like they have to have a 10-step routine. They can show their bare skin with a product
Mhm.
like concealed and feel better about themselves because they're maybe concealing the night before when they didn't sleep or a stressful time in their life. To me, putting myself out there has taught me to, I don't know if I can curse on here. I'm sure I can,
You
but
could definitely curse
I
on
mean,
here. I mean,
I throw F-bombs around every day. Just be
Oh
careful.
my God, I love
yes, come
that.
on, say it, Southern Belle,
No, I
Lindsay
mean
Freedman.
it's like fuck it. Like, you just
Yeah.
I don't care. And yes, I've
Yeah.
lost friends in the process.
Well,
And
then they weren't
that's another
friends to begin
podcast.
with. You know what
But
I
I am evolving on a journey, but I'm the same Lindsay I always was.
Right.
And I
The
say that with
foundation is there.
1,000% confidence and assurance. I have not changed into some ridiculous person. I
Mhm.
don't care. Do I go to more networking events? Do I show my face to meet certain people? Sure, but those are like real relationships and opportunities for me and for a business.
Almost like it's opening another side of you.
Yes.
Like, why shouldn't you be in the spotlight? I mean, besides being gorgeous, you have so much to offer and share with the world, and people want
Yeah.
what you are giving.
Yeah.
You're doing a service, and let the haters hate. Hate on, motherfuckers!
Hate on, bitches.
But here's the thing, it's not about them. And I think this is so great that you're powering through and you found a voice because that's empowering in and of itself. And then you get to share it with other people who get to learn. And I value that too.
I look at it in a way where people are looking at Lindsay and maybe aren't even looking at, oh, I need to use this product, but think, wow, look at this mom who's doing this.
It's
Go
inspirational.
for it. Go
Yeah.
for it. And guess what? If that person opens up and they're vulnerable and they say that to me, I'm like, okay, here you go. Here's how you start Instagram. Here's a graphic artist for you. Here's someone that will help you build Shopify. And I'm like, here you go. Right? Because
Right. I
I
love that.
wish that more
Right.
people were like that to me.
Right.
And it was 1 or 2 people at the very beginning that were just start. If you don't know what you're doing, you're not supposed to know what you're doing.
Right.
And I do have 4 kids. I have 2 girls, I have 2 boys, and it's different. The girls, I want them to be strong, ambitious women that can go kick butt and work in a male-dominated and uncomfortable industry or go do something that they're passionate about and knowing whatever you're doing, you're smart, you're confident, you're a great learner. And then the boys, I remember on launch day that my oldest came to me, who I'm really close to, obviously, and he came to me and he looked me in the eye and he was like, you did it.
Oh.
And I just like got the chills and I was like, oh my God, like
That's
you're
so
paying
great.
attention. And he was like, Mom, like, and he ran home from school that day and he got on his little iPad at home and he was like, I want to see it live on the site. I want to see it live. And they're
So-
involved in the name of the product. They're involved in all of it. And I think there's such a learning process there. I'm like, I
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
get the chills talking about it because
Yeah.
Well, they're proud of you, you
part
know?
of
Yeah.
this is like
Of
a
you.
legacy to teach young adults.
I mean, you
The
built
American
something
dream.
from scratch. I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty amazing to see. And I think you probably, when you're in it, not realizing how much they're really taking in
Yes.
and
What
witnessing.
about your dad and the brothers? What have they told you?
Oh,
Because,
they're so great and so proud. My whole family's been awesome. My mom, her parents were immigrants that came here and made a huge life from nothing. And
Oh,
my
wow.
dad's an entrepreneur and created a big business with $500 in his pocket. There's so much power in going forward and taking risks. And I'm not a great risk taker. I'm learning to do that. I'm learning from people around me. I'm constantly learning every day. And I think if you don't learn something every day, it's a day wasted. And the behind the scenes that people don't know what you guys are doing is
Okay, but wait, I want to get to, because I want to make sure we have time for Schmooze Fest.
News Fest.
So it's just rapid fire questions. We heard a lot about your brand and just sort of how you built it. And now I want to dig into you.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a big iced coffee fan. So go to coffee order. Are you sipping it before skincare or after?
I'm a tea drinker. So I don't drink coffee. I know
Oh boy.
I'm a tea drinker.
What kind of tea?
I drink green tea and morning,
Okay.
noon, and night. I love tea.
All right, tea's good.
Yeah.
We'll let you have
I'm lame, I know.
it.
Well, as long as
Three.
you spill the tea, that's all we care about.
Spilling it all, I know.
Three products you always have in your bag, beauty or otherwise.
Some type of travel size sunscreen, a lip gloss, and for sure concealed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Biggest beauty mistake you made in your 20s.
Oh, God. I think in my early 20s, in high school and college, I definitely visited tanning beds like everybody else. We're
Yeah.
That's
morons.
terrible. I know. I did it too. It was,
So
Yeah.
many people did it.
Yeah, and I think I'm lucky, but there could be so much damage from that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. A couple more. One beauty or skincare trend you wish would just go away forever.
The salmon sperm stuff or whatever.
Oh, really? Okay. So that's a no.
so that's a no, right?
It's a no.
I don't understand where people come up with this stuff. Go for it if it works for you, but I think these fads are
Yeah.
wild.
Too trendy, too TikTok. Okay.
I don't believe in,
If
I'm not a trend person in general.
if you had unlimited funds, what treatments would you be doing religiously?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I've never had a laser, to be honest. I'm super curious about soft wave, the new tightening.
Soft wave?
Soft wave. I'm looking into
Okay.
it this summer. It does not burn your fat. Everybody's
Okay.
talking about it, and
Well, when you find out about it, we're gonna
I
check
will
back
give you
in.
all the info, and I'll probably
Oh, yeah.
document. Visit med spas that often. Yes, I get Botox once or twice a year. I look great when I have Botox. I love the feeling of it.
It's a
Yeah,
fresh
no.
face.
So
Okay.
I'll keep you posted on that.
Okay. But you're keeping it tried and true. If you could raid one celebrity's bathroom cabinet and skincare, who would it be?
Some fantastic beauty editor, like Jenna
Mm.
Renner, that was, at Vogue, and now she's a fabulous influencer, and
Oh, I follow her.
her
She's
closet is
great.
fabulous, and she's
Yeah.
a great girl. I think she created a giant closet, like her actual closet into a beauty closet like that. I would love to do
Oh,
that one
wow.
day.
Now we're gonna play a little bit of this or that. Are you ready? Serum or moisturizer?
Both.
Good answer.
Serum is where the actives are. Moisturizer, you need to seal it in. So if you're going
So
to do
do
one or
both.
the other, I'd probably do a moisturizer.
Okay.
Full glam or fresh face?
Fresh face.
Facial or massage?
I'm a massage girl, but facials cure all. I have to
Mm.
say facial. And our facialists are so good. If they can re-sculpt your face, you feel like $1,000,000.
Ooh.
Give
And
you a new jawline. Like,
Retinol or vitamin C?
oh gosh, Jason. Of course, I want to say both again. But I would say retinol. I think vitamin A is kind of your one and done. Yeah.
mm.
And vitamin A is found in retinol.
Yeah, retinol is a type of vitamin A, so they're
Okay.
all
What is-
important. You're killing me.
real
You're
quick, what
killing
is-
me.
What is the benefit of retinol, by the way? So should everybody be using a little bit of retinol besides
Yeah.
on their eyes, like you mentioned before?
Yeah, and you can use retinol in the eyes. It just has to be formulated a certain way. So it helps with everything under the sun. Fine lines, wrinkles, texture, tone, acne, any kind of pigmentation, literally everything under the sun. If you're deficient in vitamin A will help cure all. So that's why I'm a big believer in it.
Okay.
But
Well-
but you
Okay.
can start, and what we do here is we start you on low level. So it doesn't have to be a retinol or a prescription from your doctor.
Sheet
Okay.
mask or clay mask?
I love sheet masks, and I'm staring at our 111 skin
Oh,
that we
that's
like
it.
line from
Yeah.
London, and we carry those, and those fly. But there's like a reason. If it's done right, it will freeze your
They
face.
have the black label, right? The black.
Oh, yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
I'm staring at it right here. And the cryo ones in particular that we sell too, it's like, I swear it freezes my face, and I'll use
Ooh,
it before
cryo.
any event. It's great.
Okay.
Yeah, I love them.
Okay.
Desk lunch or power lunch with the girls?
I think it's healthy to step away and do a power lunch with the girls. I wish I did it more.
Okay. And by the way, we're going to talk about where we're going to have that power lunch at our next segment, Nosh of the Day. Create a product or curate a shelf?
Oh, curate a shelf.
Face oil or eye cream?
Eye cream, 1000%.
Duh.
Always, but everybody's like, you don't need an eye cream. It's a fallacy. I'm like, you're completely wrong. Eye creams are huge. It's
Okay.
the first place to show signs of aging.
European French pharmacy or dermatologist visit?
Mm.
I think a derm visit is big.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like
Take
that.
care of your skin. Take care of your skin. I'm not a doctor, and anytime someone comes to me, I'm like, here's the name of a good derm. You need to go see your
Yeah.
doctor.
Okay, so Nosh of the Day, which is
Okay.
a quick segment where we discuss recent favorite restaurants, recipes, or places maybe that you didn't love, but you want to warn us all about.
Let's do it.
So I'll go first because I went last night to this place in Fort Greene, Island Shack. It was this Caribbean place, very random. I was just walking by it. Delicious chicken roti. Not typically anything I would eat on the regular, but it was really good and the people were friendly. So Thought it was great.
moment.
Lindsay.
My favorite new restaurant here, I just went to the Dior Cafe in Dallas in Highland Park.
Ooh, that's fun.
It was pretty fast. It was beautiful. Everything had beautiful flowers. It was the most beautiful presentation I think I've ever seen. I wouldn't say I was noshing, but it was a fancy girls' lunch with a girlfriend that I love, but it was fun. I love a good presentation. I appreciate it.
Guess my nosh of the day will be Mo's Bagels, which is where I went for.
I went there growing up with my grandparents. It's still
Did
there.
you?
Yes,
we go there all the time too. I love it.
It was that or Bagel Co.
They have the best tuna fish.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, so my grandparents moved to Aventura and I grew up going there, and we went to Moe's or Rascal House or Bagel Cove.
Rascal House.
Yeah.
That's
Rascal
right
House,
there.
shout out Whoopi Cohen, Eric Spatzer, we love you.
Yeah. They lived
That's
right
Eric
by
Spatzer's
Turnberry.
great uncle.
What? Can we bring that back? That's on my mission.
I know. We just brought this up, actually. My parents and I were talking about Rascal House.
Hey, by the way, it's literally across from where I live.
So our last segment is Mitzvah of the Day, which is a moment where we take a break from the hustle and spotlight acts of kindness, because we know you're in the scene, and give back big time.
I do a lot, obviously, in the Jewish community. Parents have always been super involved. But I also give back, and I try and be engaged as much as I can now with like pediatric cancer organizations. We had a tiny scare with one of our kids when he was 20 months. And we lived on the oncology floor for a weekend, and I saw what the families deal with. When you're a mom of a few little ones, you realize only 4% of funding goes to pediatric research. There's a couple great organizations in Dallas and huge events that all the funding goes to pediatric cancer. So I love those too. Always feel good when you're giving back to something majorly lacking. That's my feel good for the day.
Oh, Lindsay, this was so fun. Thank you for joining me.
You made me sound like a mensch. Thank you.
Well, first of all, I learned a lot, Lindsay, because I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about my closet right now. I'm like, I've got to curate. I've got to edit. I need Lindsay to come in and be like, no, yes.
Yeah,
the product
you can do
that
that
it's
on
in the
FaceTime.
cabinet.
I want a picture. You need to send me a picture.
Oh
after that.
no, it's bad.
But that's how it starts.
Thanks all for joining on another episode of Hustle and Schmear. Don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel. Lindsay, please read us out.
Okay, the hustle is real.
And this schmear is extra.
Thanks, Lindsay. We love you. Have a good one.